Hey guys, it's Storm Nightingale. Welcome back to my kitchen again. So anyway, today I'll be making apple, carrot and cinnamon cupcakes. I am making like a short version of it, like I'd normally make this from scratch, but because of the time, I don't have the time to like measure up flour or any of that, to be honest, because I'm in a bit of a hurry. There's that, firstly. Secondly, I'm a student, so there's that really. So anyway, what you need to make this are carrots, of course you do. Or if you've got any leftover grated carrots, then that's great, to be honest. You also need apples, a vanilla sponge packet mix, or flour and all of that. Eggs, cinnamon, cupcake cases, a knife. I only have a butter knife, to be honest. Sharp knife would be a lot better. A spoon, a tub or a mixing bowl, a baking tray, something to chop it on, and last but not least, a pair of scissors. Just let me get them out. First thing you need to do, if you've got long hair, put it up. Second thing, wash your hands, which I've already done, to be honest. So, next thing you need to do, preheat the oven. So, setting 4 and maximum. What you need to do next, empty out all the contents into a mixing bowl. I'm trying to be as speedy as possible with this. To be honest, it is better to sieve, but like I said, I just don't have the time. I know you can only see my back at the moment. Hold on. See? You need to add in the rest of the ingredients. So, grated carrot goes in, but I think egg next, to be honest. It doesn't say how many eggs you need. Weird. Oh, 2 medium eggs. Yep. So I'm going to put in 2 eggs. No more than 2. I learnt my lesson with that. If the ingredients don't specify an egg, then don't use eggs. If it doesn't specify how many, don't go above 2, maybe 3. Because unless you're a professional, do not experiment. For some reason, this egg does not want to open. There we go, finally. Egg all over my hands. Woo! And then give it a bit of a stir. So, what I like to do is use a spoon for this. You don't have to, you could use a fork. Whatever you prefer. A wooden spoon. Better. That's a siren. Or a bird. One of those two. You hear them a lot around here. I should have done it even quicker by prepping the ingredients first. Oh well, you learn from your mistakes. Or I just don't, because again, I forgot to do extra water. Great. So I just need to add in some water. I mean, I don't have milk. And I've run out of soya, so. I just buy soya because it's cheaper. This is binding together nicely. As you can see, it's a little bit dry, but oh well. I might need to put in a bit of water. A bit more. Doesn't do anyone any harm. It's water at the end of the day. Well, I say that. I never know, like, a lot of people, so. As you can tell, my one's very solid, but it's fine. The next thing I'm going to add in is grated carrot. I should have defrosted this first. Here's a tip: if you have any leftover carrots or stuff like that, do not just put it in the fridge or in a cupboard. It will, like, oh, what's it called? Rot away quicker. Always store it in a fridge. A freezer. There we go. I'm forever doing stuff like that, don't worry. Ow. I don't know if you all heard that, but my wrist just clicked, just trying to separate the carrot. Just mixing that all together right now. Awesome. As soon as I can get it all out, you know. Mixy mix and a mixy mix. If it hasn't all separated whilst I was trying to put it in, then oh well. You can always just use a spoon to try and separate it. Put the leftover grated carrot in. I have like a massive bag of carrots behind me, I know. Basically I buy the imperfectly perfects because they're still good. They haven't rotted away or anything. It just doesn't look as pretty. So I still buy them. I mean, I am a student after all. The next thing you need to do is add in apples. I'm going to end up taking like most of this home. I would say do about 2 apples in a proportion, really. Chop off the back. If you can't see what I'm doing, I'm chopping up the back. Actually, I'll bring it over here. Nice, well, so that I'm not just showing my back to the audience. It's a bit hard for me to do that sometimes. To chop up apples. Not anything else. So, yeah. I don't like to do it a bit small, I just chop it. Cut in. Don't think I'll need to chop up another apple, one is fine. Well, for the proportion that I'm doing, if you're baking like about enough to use them up, then use them all up because you might as well. Some tips if you like making using leftovers as well, and if you've got apples that's about to go off, either you can juice them, like make it into juice, blend in a smoothie, or you can actually make apple crisps. What you do for apple crisps, you just chop them up, like thinly sliced, put it on a baking tray, and put cinnamon or cinnamon sugar on it, and that way it's just better. And then you bake them underneath for about 5-10 minutes. I've never actually done them, so at some point I will experiment and then do a video on it. I'll probably do that for like New Year's, well, in the new year. Like what to do with leftovers and all that. Like another thing, if you've made too much of a meal, which I'm forever doing because I only cook for myself, then why not make it into a ready meal? All you have to do with that is just put it in a tub neatly and put it in the freezer. Because if you was to put it in the fridge, you need to use it up within that week. If you put it in the freezer, then it can last up to 3 months. Just a tip. Next thing you put in is the cinnamon. I think I'll just put in a bit much, but no what. Yeah, just put how much you like of cinnamon and don't go overboard like how I do sometimes. And just mix it all together. Mixy mix. I'd say put in actually a bit more. Why is it forever doing that? Like it spills some of the cinnamon out whenever I put the top back on. Don't worry, I've done that to the side not to like, you know. You can add in whatever you need to use up, so like, or anything extra, so raisins, sultanas, other dried fruit. You could put in banana into this. I've actually made banana cake before. It's like banana cupcakes because bananas needed using up. They're quite good. But then again, I made them when I was like in year 7. So anything to me was like good back then. Now it's like not so much. There we go, and it looks all nice. Now the next thing you need to do is, which I should have done earlier, get the baking tray and line it up with cupcake cases. Cupcake cases. Oh dear. If I can, there we go. If I could get it open, you know. Let's just do red. I was always one of those kids who either had to make it into a pretty pattern or just had to use all the same colour. Comment down below like what type of kid, if you had to use all of the colours, all of one colour, or if you just had to make a pretty pattern, you know. Everyone's different at the end of the day. Just express your individuality. I keep on getting words mixed up. Individuality. There we go. I swear, people are just going to put in the comments below, you keep on messing up, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not used to doing stuff like this. This is why I stick to music. Because I'm really not used to doing stuff like this. And now what you do with the mixture and the cupcake cases, like I've lined them up all nice and pretty. What you do, you don't do that, clearly. You put it in. Like you try and get it in evenly. Yes. Do not spill the mixture. Unless you live alone and you can clean it up yourself, then sure, like I can. But anyone else is like, nope. Do not make a mess. Whoop. I'm not saying that from me growing up, it's just like, if one of my mates came around and they spilled something, I get a bit on edge. And I have to clean it, so there's that. But in this flat, we all are responsible for cleaning up after ourselves. But I do the main cleaning. Like our own rooms, I don't clean anyone else's rooms, I clean my own. Like, that's just how it should when you're living, like with other people. I'd show you, but I don't want to get it wrong, so hold on. Get it within the cupcake case. There we go. That's if you don't want to make it into cupcakes. Well, if you want to make it into cupcakes. If you don't, then just put it in, pour it in, do whatever. Or if you're not, then eat it raw, I guess, if you're not going to cook it. I don't know, I'm just trying to think of what to say to fill in the gaps so it's not awkward. Honestly, like within some stuff within future, I will be like using my own original songs so that, oh, great. So that in the background it's like not silent or me speaking. Because it can't really copyright songs in the background. You can't use other artists' songs. You can't see me. And if you haven't quite, like if you've still got mixture left, then what you can do, see which ones aren't quite as filled as other, I can't speak, aren't quite as high up to the cupcake case line. No wonder I couldn't get my words out. Mouthful just saying it. So anyway, I'll just put them in the oven. Oh, what you need to do next is dial it down to 180 degrees, and then you need to put them in the oven, and then when I come back I'll say for how long. There we go. So I'll be back to film another part 2. So this is the end of part 1, so see you all in the next video.